this is a review of the Edgenuity lesson special segments. So this differs from what we've done so far in the chapter because so far we've been finding the measures of angles and the measures of arcs. Now we're actually finding lengths of segments that are associated with circles. So these first two that I'm going to talk about, if your vertex, again, we're paying attention to where the vertex is. If the vertex is outside of the circle, the way that I think of it is I say you do outside times the whole thing equals outside times the whole thing. So when you have a tangent, it works the same way, but what happens is, I'll show you, you do outside times the whole thing equals outside times the whole thing. So the whole thing is the outside, so you end up doing EA times EA, which is where they come up with that EA squared. So on this one, example one, we want to find the length of segment DE. So again, outside times the whole thing equals outside times the whole thing. So since we don't know what this is, I'm just going to put an X there. So again, outside times the whole thing is 9 equals outside 3 times the whole thing, X plus 3. So here we could choose to either distribute the 3 or divide both sides by 3. I'm going to choose to divide by 3. So 6 equals X plus 3, and subtract 3. So the length of DE is 3. The second special segments that they talk about in the video is if your vertex or their chords are crossing inside the circle. That one you just multiply the parts that are broken up. So I would do this part of my segment, CE, times this part, ED, and then that is equal to BE times EA. So on this one, it says we need to find the length of segment QS and segment TR. So our vertex is on the inside, so I'm going to do this part times its other part has to equal this part times its other part. Make sure you have two terms there, you're putting it in parentheses. Okay, so this gives us 36x equals 12 times x plus 2. Again, I'm going to get rid of the 12 instead of distribute it. So 36x divided by 12 means we have 3x equals x plus 2. Subtract x and divide by 2. So x is 1. So we solve for what x is, but it's asking us for this full length QS and TR. So this length here, 4 times 1 is 4. So the length of QS is 9 plus 4. And then for TR, we have x plus 2. Excuse me. So 1 plus 2 would give us 3 here. So 12 plus 3 means that TR is 15. On the quiz, there are a couple of tricky ones like this where it says find the perimeter of the triangle. At the very end of your Edgenuity lesson, they talk about how if you have two tangent lines that meet at a point, the distance that they are to the circle are the same. So like right now, so these two segments here are tangent, so I know that they're the same. This one, so we have they meet right here are two tangents, so these two lengths have to be the same. And then same here. They are two tangents meet right here, so their distance to the circle has to be the same. So to figure out the perimeter, we need to figure out what x is, figure out all the missing parts, and then add up everything along the outside. So the only one that I have enough information to solve for x is this one here, because if those have to be the same, that means that 2x has to equal 3x minus 5, and I can solve that. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides. subtract 2x. So x is 5. Okay, so now that we know that, I'm going to fill in. So we know that this also has to be an x plus 5 because those are the same, and then these are the same as well, so it has to be x plus 5. So now let's plug in x. Okay, so 2 times 5 is 10, so that length is 10. We already know that this one has to be 10 as well, but we can double check. 3 times 5 is 15 minus 5 is 10. X plus 5, so that's 5 plus 5, so again 10 and 10, and then again another set of x plus 5, so 5 plus 5 is 10 and 10. So if you add them all up, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. The perimeter of this triangle is 60 units.